Welcome back, everyone. It's me, Danny. The police are outside my door. But while we wait for them to serve the warrant, how about we just talk about this wonderful playset right in front of us? Story time, and while I talk, you can admire this beautiful set that I added or sprinkled on some Godzilla figures and some rats to make them look. I keep saying, listen, this is my third take on this, okay? I keep saying, make it look, make it look. Make it look with an L, Danny. Jesus. Make it look more lively. It's not that hard. Anyway, so let's talk for a second. I got a great deal on this. I went to a flea market and I held a guy at gunpoint. Just kidding. That did not happen, and that's not why the police are outside my door. What happened was I went to a vendor, just walking by. He was selling some toys, and he had this set out there with a whole bunch of random animals that did not involve the set. But he had it out there for $65. And I saw it and it caught my eye because it reminded me of my childhood and getting these King Kong figures out when the 2005 movie was coming out. I was like, oh, cool, I remember seeing stuff like this. I didn't have this specific set, but I had some of the toys from the movie. And I was just reminiscing, talking to my girlfriend and a few friends about it. And the vendor, he came up to me. He's like, yeah, I'm asking for 65. And I give him the old, like, I'm just looking, man, I'm just looking. Immediately, the guy switches up. He's like, I'll do 30. And I'm like, whoa, I literally was not that interested. I was just having like a nostalgic moment. But he just switched. He was like, nah, he sliced that price in half and gave it to me for 30. Could not pass it up. What a gentleman. And it came with the Kong figure and a few other loose figures that we'll take a look at now. Take a look at the figures first that he gave me. Obviously he came with this Kong. I don't know if this is the Kong that originally comes with the set. Now, I had a few of the King Kong figures from that movie from Playmates, but I did not have this King Kong playset, although I did have one of the pieces, and I'll get into that in a second, but I did not have this full set. So I do think I had this version of Kong, though, because looks to be the jaw-breaking King Kong figure. I had two different King Kongs. One of them came with the vultures, I forget what they're called, and the other one was a Jawbreak. That was the first one I got. It came with the T-Rex, and like a dumbass kid, I got rid of all of them when I was, slightly older. Probably just gave it to Goodwill or something, but God, I regret that. I did purchase a Kong not too long ago, well, probably about over a year ago on eBay, to fill the void, just so I had it in memory, but this is a new addition to the collection, and it brings back memories because, as you can see here, this is his like standard pose. And as much as I want to talk positively, it's one nitpick from my childhood, and I contribute this figure to it, which is my hatred for pre-posed or stuck-posed figures. I guess dynamic, if you want to call it that. I never liked them as a kid, and it's for reasons like this, where when you want just like a static pose, a very natural pose, you get left with this awkward position, because again, he's meant to be in that jaw-breaking position of the T-Rex, that he can fit his hands into the T-Rex mouth, which is a cool gimmick. But when you just want to play with Kong by himself, this is what you get, and it never sat right with me. I was never fond of it as a child. Let me just say that. Also came with this tiny monkey. It's completely unrelated. He had a whole bunch of other animals set up on the display that he was trying to sell me. I didn't want them. They were not King Kong related. They were just tigers and lions and stuff. But he did give me the small monkey, which I'm grateful for. It's a nice addition. We'll say it's Mini Kong. Here's another freebie. Now this one I was excited for at first because I thought, holy shit, it's Zaboomafoo from the hit TV show Zaboomafoo. I could not pass this up. However, upon closer inspection and seeing the Disney logo on the back, I was disappointed to remember that this is actually one of those lemur things from the Disney movie Dinosaur. If you've seen it, it's a fun childhood movie of mine, so it's not that disappointing. But when you're expecting Zaboomafoo and you get stuck with the lemur, you're gonna be a little heartbroken. I was, but maybe in my own headcanon, it's Zaboomafoo, and I'll be sufficed with that. Let's start looking at the backdrop pieces, and I say backdrop because I think these also make great little display additions if you want to do a little diorama for your shelf or for your coffee table to really liven up your living room, because let's be honest, you probably have nothing else going on in there. But anyway, here we have the mossy cave, mangled up trees. It's a mixture of everything, because it's like they have brown like tree trunks at the bottom, or like roots, and then it's mossy greens up top, but it's also a cliffside, so it's everything. It's a whole amalgamation of nature, which Skull Island is. It's just kind of a big mess of nature. So it really sets the tone. Up next, one of the cooler parts of this set is the temple. And yes, that bridge does work. You'll see here in a second. But awesome looking temple. And it has like the lava coming down. And it just looks awesome. It's a great piece. Again, another really cool display piece for some King Kong figures. Let's talk about this cave piece right here, because it's actually pretty special to me. Because when I was a kid, my mom got me like a box or a bag of random assorted toys from like a thrift store or a garage sale or whatever. And in there was this piece. Not this exact one, but this piece to the playset. But at the time, I had no idea what it belonged to, because it was just that piece alone. So I just thought it was like a random like piece of rock toy that was probably from like Imaginext, if you guys remember that or something. But no, it was from the King Kong set. I was that close to greatness, and I had no idea. Imagine that. Side note, here's what it looks like from the back. As you can see, they did a really cool job by adding some like vines and some moss. A lot of these pieces, when you flip them around, the backs don't look as good, obviously, but they still like tried. Like Playmates still put in some effort, so it still looks good from the back. I just like saying that. But yeah, they did a good job, especially like with this piece right here. So kudos to them, because if they try to do this nowadays, this would, first of all, this would all be cardboard, and second of all, it'd just be blank. Then we have the big temple piece with 3 different entrances and the big swinging rod at the top that swivels around for some reason. Just great. It's all great. I really like it. I like the face at the top too. It kind of looks like what's that one Universal monster from the I almost say Goo Lagoon. The monster from the I'm making myself sound like a fucking child right now. You all know what I'm talking about. It's black and white. What creature from the Black Lagoon? Is that what it is? No, that's a book series. You guys know he's like I know it's a black and white film, but you could tell he's green. Like he would be green. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it looks like. Shut up! You know what I'm fucking talking about. Here's the map. It's not the Dora map, but it's the Kong Skull Island map. Not actually. Wait, no, hang on. It's not an actual map. So it's a piece you put on the ground. And yeah, sorry. After screaming in the last segment, everything in my brain's fried. The chromosomes are at full capacity. But what's cool about this map is that it visually tells you where the pieces go. Like you can see where the temple goes in the front. You can see where the cave goes. Like there's no like little indicators, no words besides the logo down at the bottom right corner. But there's no like number. It visually tells you. So even without the pieces on there, it's still a nice little floor piece for your figures. Again, this whole set is just great for dioramas because it is a diorama. Isn't that something? Wrapping it up here, thumbs up. Again, I can't complain for $30. To me, that's a good deal. I didn't look to see if I could. I'm sure you can get some of these pieces cheaper on eBay, but I'd imagine trying to get that full set for the same price is pretty hard. I just got lucky. Let's be honest. That's how it is at flea markets and thrift stores. You just get lucky, and I just so happen to be lucky on that day. Some days I'm not lucky. Some days I see junk and I see like a broken Voltron figure, and it falls apart in my hand, and the guy looks at me and says, I'll do a 25 on that, and I physically want to jump at him. That's a very specific story, and yes, it is true. But in terms of this, I got very lucky, and I'm very fortunate for that. But let me know what you guys think. Did you have this set? Do you like this set? Or do you have a good relationship with your parents? I hope so. Other than that, I'm very happy with this. And I did forget to show off. There's actually 2 other pieces. There's like a little log entrance log kind of underpass that goes over the river piece and connects the big, large 3 cave entrance piece with the Kong and then the cave. I'm describing this horribly. You're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? What? Everything's a fucking cave here, dude. What? Narrow it down. I'm sorry, but there's another piece, and then there's a log, the iconic log that Kong tips over. You can see it there, Kong standing on it towards the left there. So there's a few other pieces. I don't have any minifigures. This does not come with any minifigs. It did not come with the raft either. So it is incomplete, but again, at the price, I'm not going to complain. It was a great deal, and I'll find a way to display this, because right now, it's taking up too much space, which ironically, if I didn't mention it already, is one of the big reasons why the guy also cut the price in half. He said it's just a pain in the ass to keep boxing up, and redisplaying, trying to sell. It just takes up too much space, and so he just really wanted to get rid of it. So, again, just got lucky. So check your flea markets, check your dumpsters, check your red lobsters. They're all the same, to be honest. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all take care, and I'll see you all next time.